Hey, in just 20 years, the carbon dioxide emission has skyrocketed, causing global warming, disasters, tsunami, storms. But we must get to net zero carbon by 2050 if we want to prevent all of this from going any further. But how do we do that? Let's dive in. In 2018, 70% of global emissions come from energy production, mostly from burning fossil fuels. Because from air conditioners to cars to light, everything runs on electricity now. But here's the catch. They mostly come from fossil fuel, which is accountable for 70% of the global emission. And to replace and fade away from fossil fuel, we have just the perfect solution. Renewable energy. It's clean, it's limitless, and more than that, it's getting cheaper. From 2009 to 2017, the price of solar energy has dropped by 89% in USA. But some people say that renewable energy is not firm. Like solar panel, at noon it will be full power, but at night when there's no sun, it will be 0% power. But with fossil fuel like coal, we could stock it up in a silo and burn it up anytime, 24 hours a day. What will you imagine when you see the word nuclear? Most people would say terrifying thought like mushroom cloud or nuclear waste. Rose's reputation is not falsely claimed, it's been earned throughout disasters like Chernobyl, Fukushima, or 3 Mile Island. But when you look at those reactors, they are all built 35 years ago or more, and they had 2 big problems: nuclear waste and nuclear meltdown, which happens when the water that's pumped to cool the reactors is not able to be pumped anymore, which in turn increases the pressure and causes an explosion. But with a more modern reactor, like pebble-based reactor, it utilizes helium instead of water. This way it doesn't catch fire and cause an explosion, and in a case of emergency, it can just release the pebbles out of the reactors. This ensures that the reactor cannot melt down, and the pebble casing makes the storage of the nuclear waste much easier. But when you look at technology and ask yourself, how can we stop climate change? To not have nuclear energy would make it impossible. Well, for starters, nuclear energy supplies France 70% of electricity, and it doesn't release a single gram of carbon dioxide, which is the main pollutant for climate change. So, it is clear to us now that in the future, we will not be relying on fossil fuels anymore. The green future will rely on renewable energy and nuclear energy, which are clean and safer. It doesn't release a single gram of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. We will achieve net zero carbon, definitely, but not by fossil fuels, by renewable energy and nuclear energy. That's all. Thank you.